Yesterday, I closed a $4,000 deal in about 30 minutes. And in the second half of the call, the prospect was throwing me out every objection you could possibly think of. I pre-handled all of them, got him to commit, and I collected $4,000 over the phone. There's tons of stuff you can learn from this call, so make sure when you jump in, you're actually taking notes, actually listening. I'll see you guys in the other end.
Welcome to the call. I know that you came in here off one of the ads Adam had run, right, about possibly getting some outside help with growing your YouTube channel, right?
Yep, that's right, yeah.
All right. Well, the first part of this call was more so basic, really finding out a little bit about your channel now, kind of like your background, what you've done in the past, what you're doing now, and then really say what you're looking for, just to see if we can actually help you. Sometimes there are some people we can't help. Obviously, you know what I mean about that. Now, I guess I should start by asking, did you just come across Adam, or how long have you been following him for?
I came across him in 2017, so I've been following him for about 7 years.
Okay, amazing, man. And when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, what was it that you were actually looking for help on specifically?
Because of growing my channel, I want to improve on my CEO score. Some videos is really, really high, whereas other videos is really low.
Okay.
And so that's something I want to improve on.
Sure.
Also, I want to improve on my titles, because like I said, same with the CEO, some of my titles can get me this many views in this many days, whereas some titles is just
yeah. Okay.
at all.
Give me an idea there though, because I don't want to assume. When you say the titles and stuff like that, what are you noticing with the way that you're currently doing things that makes you feel I guess those things need to be improved?
So say for example, back in February, if you look at my phone now, back in February, I uploaded a video which was eating the YouTuber's last meal. So I feel like the word the YouTuber came across really common to people, so I'm glad to click on the video. But compared to another video, which is letting my friends decide my morning routine, that's not quite common to people, if you know what I mean by that. So I want to know what's a good word to use that will catch people's eyes.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess what are you noticing though in terms of the results that makes you feel like you could improve those things?
In regards to results, say for example the eating YouTuber's last meal, because of the word YouTuber, and because in my thumbnail I've used famous YouTubers, that attracts people. So say if I use other famous YouTubers in my thumbnail, that will attract more audience to my channel, because obviously they recognize them. But if I use my own face or in the background or something else, then that won't attract anything at all.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you just want kind of input from Adam in terms of how to better. Okay, cool. What are you doing right now for your YouTube growth that's causing you to feel like those things could be better?
For now, I'm just doing trial and error. So basically, my channel has grown in the past year to about 2,000, which is good for me. For now, I'm just doing trial and error. I tried other social media agencies and they want massive help. Then I came across Adam putting on his story. I thought I might try this out and see how it is.
The trial and error, has that been going on for the whole 2 years, or did that just pop up recently?
Basically, I've started my channel back in 2015. So from 2015, it's been on, off. So never actually being fully into it. I think after lockdown, 2022 was the year where I just fully focused on it. And that's when I saw a sign of growth, which was all right for me.
I guess I'll leave it to you. Besides the fact that you feel the thumbnails and the titles and everything can be better, do you like the current strategy you're using, I guess, to grow the channel?
The current strategy I use is for example, there's some people that comment on a video saying that the concept of it is really, really good. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing in the video, and I know what I'm saying as well. But then that also confuses me, because if people comment saying that I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm saying and I know what the concept is, then why is it not growing as you think it would if people are saying that, if you know what I mean?
No, 100%, man. And I guess, what do you feel you're doing or maybe even not doing that's causing, even though people to feel your content's helpful and stuff, that the channel's still not growing to the level you want it to?
I think it's because it's when I watch other YouTubers, they tend to get their family and friends involved. But in my situation, because obviously with my background and stuff like that, my family's very, very strict on being online. So when I film for example, when it's Eid and I film the family get together, I have to be very restrict on what I can film, what I can't film, who I can show, who I can't show.
You feel that's having, because that's honestly just showing some people in the actual video. Because what you'll notice with Adam is there's a lot of things that you need to be doing that we may not be knowing at the moment. Obviously, that's how Adam got to the point where he's at 4 million subscribers. In terms of the analytics side of things and the thumbnails and the titles and the video ideas and really getting deeper into the analytics, what do you feel you're doing or not doing there that could be having an impact on the speed at which you grow your channel?
I think it's more to advertising side. So when I post a new video, I tend to advertise just once. As soon as I upload it, I tend to advertise once. There's some days like when I really like the video that I did, I'll tend to advertise it as like more often. But nowadays, because on TikTok, it's growing a lot more than my YouTube. So with TikTok, I tend to put like little snippets of my video on TikTok, which then will lead that people to my channel as well. But I've tried that quite a few times, and it's been up and down with that.
Yeah, we see that quite a bit with students. Can I share a perspective on that?
Yeah, sure.
So that's pretty common when people come to us is they're like, okay, what can I do to get my videos out more besides like solving the root problem, right? Because advertising on TikTok, clipping and stuff and putting it on TikTok and Instagram and maybe throwing a link up on Twitter, or whatever it is, right? Those are all addressing the symptoms. Symptoms being like the problems that are there because we haven't addressed the root problem. The root problem is that the video needs to be better itself. Because if it is, if we get everything right, thumbnail, titles, the idea, the intro, all that type of stuff, everything else will take care of itself. Because we don't need to worry about going and boosting it in all these other channels because YouTube will do its job. You see what I mean?
Yeah, one of the things that people told me was when I first started out YouTube, like recently, is they're always talking to follow trends. So last year...
That's another dangerous thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. So last year, there was whole like Snapchat AI where people would tell us to do things for a video. So I watched a few videos when it first started and I followed it, did the exact same what people do in the video, but my video didn't like get that much notice as like other people's video did. But then when I watched their video and I think to myself, we're both doing the exact same, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's the thing is like we can attach on to trends and everything, but if we haven't like attacked the root problem, which is like we need to just make the video in and of itself better, because we go chasing trends, we're never going to develop a loyal audience. You know what I mean? People that are there for us and not just the trend. You see? So I guess for you, like being the fact that we don't really have these skills nailed down yet, in terms of not just the thumbnails and the titles, but the more important stuff like the analytics. Like that's the thing that Adam really harps on. How long do you feel like you've not known how to do those types of things to the level you need to? Is that the whole 2 years or did that pop up recently?
When I first started in 2015, I didn't really notice the analytics. I didn't really know that
it's been going on for a while then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then recently after lockdown, because obviously I've got the YouTube studio on my phone, so when I look at that and see the analytics, it just like makes me think like what I can improve on.
Sure.
So it shows like a list of my videos, stuff like that. But then also I think to myself, if that video is doing well, then I don't want to make the same video again. You know what I mean? Because that would be like kind of boring for me because I'm doing
exactly, yeah. No, that makes sense, man. And I guess for you, what's the rationale in coming to Adam and wanting to learn from him in like a direct mentorship way, rather than just maybe like continuing to do these same things that you've done since 2015, except double, triple the amount of volume of videos you're putting out? You know, like why choose Adam over that?
Like I said, I follow Adam since 2017. Obviously, like Adam, the only reason why I follow Adam is because I felt like we were both in the same boat because we were both in university studying at the same time trying to do YouTube. But seeing him like grow from like 2017 to where he is now, especially during going through school, education, getting his family involved as well. I feel like with his family, they also set a limit for him. Like if you don't get that many subscribers within like a few years, and it's completely null. But that's the same with me. Like if I don't get like this many subscribers within that many years, then that's completely like shut down.
So being that, I can really appreciate that, man. Adam talks about that all the time. Now for you, like what have you invested into in terms of like a more advanced mentorship when it comes to growing your YouTube channel so you can, make this like a full-time thing?
With mentorship, I think, I don't know what year it was, in 2017, 2018, I don't know what the company was called, but I think I invested in for like a good few months.
Oh, you invested into like a program to help grow?
A program,
yeah. Oh, okay, nice.
Program.
How much was that one?
To be honest, it was about £500.
500, okay.
The first month, they were like on, off, we were chatting away, stuff like that, and they were telling me what to improve. And then from then onwards, they just didn't get back to me.
Oh, they just ghosted you?
They ghosted, yeah. So I was like, okay.
Sorry to hear that. Was the content at least good, or what do you feel was missing that wasn't able to get you where you needed to be?
They were telling me, basically, I was trying to explain to them what I needed, what I wanted to improve on, and they will tell me the reverse order. They will tell me that, like, for example, titles. Like, if you put this in your title, that will, go viral. And so I tried that way, and first few times it worked, and it didn't work afterwards. There's another method that I told me to use as well, which I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
But that method just completely did not work at all.
Okay. I guess since then, what do you feel has prevented you from investing into like another mentorship? Because that was a while ago, right?
So since then, it's like when I see online that people like offering this mentorship to grow your channel, this and that, I do get slightly nervous because I don't want the same thing to happen to me. But
That's
then at the same
understandable.
time, these people can be different. They might actually help, if you know what I mean.
No, 100%, man. And I kind of had that same way of thinking. It ultimately comes down to, because that's what it is. It's a way of thinking, which shapes the way we
Yeah.
make decisions, right? So can you see how that way of thinking of being like, I don't know if I want to invest into myself because what happened in the past has put you in a position where we're like multiple years in and we haven't really made much progress on our channel. Because looking back over the past, let's say like 5 years, what do you feel you've lost because we've been putting it off?
Obviously, in the 5 years, my family and I had a bad accident 3 years ago. So that's like put down really like, that's like completely put me off it for a good few years because obviously that's like the family oriented,
Sure,
like family getting used to everything again. And then I think in 2018, that's when I actually like thought about it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for it again. But then at the same time, we have like family issues and stuff like that. So that took like a good 2 years for them to get solved, everything. And then by the time those like got solved, I feel like but then it was a lot harder for to get back into it because like obviously back then TikTok came out and news that everyone's like on TikTok and the other social media apps that people started using. So I felt like YouTube was like slowly dying because no one's like watching long form videos.
Yeah, it could appear that way. And then you look at guys like Adam who've been doing this for like a decade
Yeah.
now, right? So the question becomes, man, like what if you continue to allow this way of thinking of like just generally just like putting it off, like putting off investing into a more advanced mentorship to get us where we want to go? What if we
Yeah.
continue allowing that way of thinking to stop us from investing into our skills? And what do you see happening?
To be honest, I have no idea because it could go either way if you know what I mean.
Well, it could go either way, but also it's like the life appears in patterns, right? What has the pattern told us so far in the past 8 years? Is that we haven't done something, right? I mean, like, sure, we've invested, but like we haven't actually grown the channel to where we want to.
Yeah.
So ultimately, like that pattern just going to keep on continuing until we put a change into it.
Then potentially we could see some growth in the channel.
We could, but it's not until we actually commit, right? Because like how committed are you to becoming the guy you need to be and actually investing into like a more advanced mentorship to get there? Because you don't have to.
Yeah, commitment wise, it's like with me, commitment wise, it's like half and half. It's like, say for example, yes, obviously because I work, I do like a part-time job as well. So yesterday was my day off, and I was like, okay, I was going to take my day off completely, like doing nothing at all. But then I thought, no, if I was doing like, because if I'm committed to this, if I'm going to commit to making videos, then I will do it. So yesterday I actually ended up making 2 videos, and that was like.
But that's the thing, man, right?
Kind of
That's
proud
more
of myself for that.
symptoms. It's more symptoms because the reason we're working the part-time job is because we can't make YouTube work at the moment.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to the skills, right? Because if you had the skills, you could be there. YouTube is not a luck game, man. It's a skills game. And once you know that skill, you're set forever. So that's my question to you is like, no matter what things come up, whether the part-time job comes up, time commitments are tough, family troubles, right?
Yeah.
Besides all that, man, like how committed are you to making this work? Because if you're not, I'll be the first one to tell you, like, dude, don't try, because it's a lot. So how
Yeah, I'm
committed are you?
100% committed to all this.
Good,
Yeah.
man. So let's talk about what you need then, right? Like if we came in and we put you into like one of our mentorships, like what do you feel you would need in a YouTube mentorship program, I guess I should say, to help you grow your channel?
So say for example, if I was in this mentorship with you now, so I think it'll be more helpful if you guys give like a to-do list, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So every single day we need you to do A, B, and C by a specific time.
Okay, like assignments.
It's like assignments, yeah. So I feel like if I have like assignment like mode, then committed.
Yeah, it kind of feels like school. You get it done, right? Okay, easy, man.
Then I'll know that I'll get it done. That if I don't get it done, then I know for a fact I will fail it. If you know what I mean?
No, that's good. Kind of making it more streamlined so you know exactly what to work on.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we could help you out with that, like let's say, a year from now, where do you ideally want the channel to be at? Maybe from a subscriber level, maybe how much money do you want to be making from it? Like what's that life look like?
So because I'm on 2,000 right now, if I was with you guys and say in a year's time, I'm hoping if it's not like too pushy to somehow get to 10,000 or even like 15,000.
Dude, that's super doable. We just had one girl come in. I wish I would have sent you this testimonial before this call. She came to us and in 8 weeks, she went from 2.2 million average views to 7.7 million in 8 weeks, which is just
crazy.
it's ridiculous. So it's like, because that's what it is, man. It's a science. If you get to a point in your life where you're at 10,000 subscribers, maybe you can quit your job and you're making this your full-time thing, how would things be different for you at that point?
At that point, things would be a lot different, because that way it'll be a full-time job. Able to take it as like a full-time job for me. So say, for example, if I'm like at a family event, or say, for example, if I go see my cousins, because I spend more time in my room, and say, for example, if I did have like 15,000 or 20,000 subscribers, then people will like take it seriously. So like if I go to a family event and say, oh, I have to go home and work in a video, they won't just laugh at me, they'll take it serious, be like, oh, you're going to go work now. So
yeah, I respect that, yeah. So put yourself there, man. Like being the guy who can, go to family events, and he can be the guy who has a YouTube channel of that size and be respected.
Yeah.
What would that make you feel?
It will make me feel happy, for starters, and it'll make me like feel more respected.
For sure.
In a way. I've set up my own business. Because obviously there's a few family members that just take the mick out me doing videos online and just always tell me that it's not going to go anywhere at all. So getting that amount of subscribers, I'm able to prove them wrong and able to prove myself right that I was able to do it.
For sure. If respect is how you feel when you get there, how do you feel now? Right
now, it's like I do have some people that actually be like, what you're doing is pretty good, because it takes a lot of courage to put yourself online and to make videos and, to put yourself out there. But at the same time, there's like a few people telling me that, you've been doing this for so many years now, I'm not seeing any improvement whatsoever, so I think you should stop it. So within a year's time, I want to show people that, there is some improvement. I have improved on it. This is where we were at the beginning, and this is where we are now.
You got to realize, man, it's like with how you're doing things at the moment, how close really are you to being able to achieve that?
I feel like I'm like 70% of the way.
Well, just based off mathematically, man, if we've been doing this since 2015, it's basically been 10 years. We're at 2000. So it's like, if we're 70% of the way there, that doesn't really check out. So if you're being real,
like obviously with me, it's like I've been on, off, so I'm not being consistent over the last 10 years as compared to some people. But I just wish that if I started this 10 years ago, I wished I was committed back then.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the question becomes like, what if you don't get to experience this life of like being respected and having a channel of that size, because we continue to make decisions from this way of like, hey, I'm just not going to invest into myself, and life continues the same way it is now. And what happens then?
Then I don't want to say give up, but that seems like the right should just give up all up, but I don't want to give it all up, if you know what I mean.
Well, you don't have to, right? It's your choice. Because like at the end of the day, whose choice is it if you settle for that life or not?
It's my choice, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's possibly time to change the way you do things then?
It is 100%, yeah.
All right, so let's go through a plan. Just based on what you told me, I know that we can definitely help. The way we usually do things is like a 3-pillar process in order to get you from where you are to where you want to go. All right, now there's 3 pillars, right? 8-week program. One of the biggest problems, I guess, that people have when they come to us is they're trying to grow on YouTube without any guidance, right? They're trying to figure it all out themselves, which causes what we call like the slow death of a YouTube channel, right? Now, the way that we solve that for clients like you is we give you access to Adam's 10 years of running a multi-million-pound YouTube channel as a full-time career. And we've bottled it down and distilled it down to like real-time lessons with systems, templates, processes formatted in a curriculum to help you understand every single thing step by step. So no more guesswork. All right. Now these lessons, like feedback assignments, we call them, go from like audience matching, where we audit who you view as your audience and then critique it to make your videos more personal. Thumbnails and title feedback, right? You're submitting your material for Adam himself to improve. This isn't like passed on. Adam is going to do it himself, right? Also retention assignments, where you're submitting your video intros and then Adam's going to timestamp the areas of where you can make the most improvement. All right. So what that means to you is, instead of like banging your head against a wall, spending, all this time trying to figure it out on your own, we just give you everything you need on a silver platter, so you don't have to worry, you don't have to question on if you're doing things the right way, because your channel is going to actually start growing. All right, are you with me on that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Okay, so that's pillar 1. Now, pillar 2 is going to be more so of a community. All right, now one of the main reasons people come to us is because they don't have that good community of like-minded YouTubers who all want to grow collectively, like share strategies, things like that, which causes them to be in like what we call no man's land, right? So the way that we solve that for our clients is we give you access to a full community of YouTubers in various different niches who are actively cracking the code on growing, right? Not only growing their views and subscribers, but they're growing real businesses off of these things, right? Now look at Adam, man. He has a full like real estate investment portfolio. He's hired his entire family. The guy's been on Disney Channel. The guy's doing everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
Now, have you heard the saying that you are the average of the 5 friends you surround yourself with the most?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm putting you in a group of YouTubers who've overcome the exact same obstacles you're facing now and have grown to the level that you want to, then what's preventing you from getting the exact same outcomes to this point?
Like you said, it's with the community. Like, I know that if I was with, first of all, if I was in the area, say for example, if I was in London or Birmingham, where I know that I wouldn't feel that scared to go out with a camera compared to in my town, because it's such a small town, but everyone that I know them either through my family or through college or high school. So I know if I was in here and I got a camera out, then I'll feel less scared or more scared, more nervous of what people think, compared to when I went to like Pakistan or London or Birmingham, compared to them, because I don't know anyone there. The majority of people I don't know, I feel less scared in those cities because I don't know anyone there. So
yeah, well, the thing is, man, it's like the confidence comes from being there, right? Because if you had a channel with 100,000 subscribers, would you feel confident filming in front of people you know?
I'll feel more confident,
right?
Because,
so that's it. It's like we need to handle the root cause of the problem rather than handling symptoms, right? That's kind of why we have those two pillars. Now, pillar 3 is all about like, this is live coaching, right? Another reason people come to us is because they've never had someone they can constantly consult with about ideas and implementation, right? Maybe they've talked to family members, maybe they talk to other friends in the industry, but they've never had access to someone like Adam, who's quite literally grown to be one of the top YouTubers in the entire UK. Right now, what we do for clients is we give you access to 3 live group calls every single week. So every single week, you're going to get access to Adam for nuanced feedback on your videos. You'll be able to ask him any question you need to. You'll get access to live masterminds, live lessons, full Q&A sessions, which will give you the ability to, like, instead of asking questions in random like YouTube forums or like posting a whole bunch of videos and just hoping and you're going to figure it out and waiting weeks, months, or years to get the answers you're wanting, you'll have access to all the feedback you need to ensure you're like doing things correctly, right? Instead of all the guesswork. Do you see how that could help? Yeah. Okay. Now, does that structure though, like pillar 1, 2, and 3, does that feel like it can get you from where you are to where you need to go?
100% feel like it does, yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of like the investment side of things, the investment needed for us to come in and train you to get where you want to go is going to be just 2,500 pounds. All right. Usually what the next steps are is we get you access to the channel launch program immediately. And we'd set the date for your onboarding. Now, in terms of the program, we are running it right when all the spots fill. What that's going to be is early to mid-January. All right. So that's when the 8-week program is going to start. Until then, you'll get access to the community, the circle group, all that type of stuff. Now, in terms of the investment, most of our clients do pay that in full. Obviously, we have options of breaking it down and everything like that. All right, which one makes more sense with you though?
Like breaking it down.
Okay, sure. That's not a problem. Now, in terms of like the money, is that, I guess besides the money, if you were to put money to the side, do you feel like you would do it?
I feel like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because what we got to realize, man, is like, is us not having the money right now, is that a problem or is that a symptom of the problem? Well, it's a symptom, right? Because like, how do you make money with YouTube? You get better at it, right? You get views.
You get better at it, yeah.
Right? So if you had the skill set of growing your channel, what would you have?
More money?
Yeah, you'd have more money, right?
Yeah.
So like I can help you with the investment in terms of breaking it down and splitting it up. I can't help you with the commitment to want to change and be the guy you need to be to make this work, because it is hard, man. Is that something you're committed to?
100%, yeah.
Now, if you guys enjoyed that and you saw a lot of value, I have a community in my bio full of amazing trainings, full of amazing high ticket sales reps that are all chasing the same dream of financial freedom, 10K, 20K, 30K a month. So if you want to join that, I have the link in my description. I'll see you guys there.